everybody, welcome back to another episode by the Yeet Federation. Today we're going to be jumping into Madden 23. Now, I've never played a Madden game before, so this is going to be really interesting to see if I can do anything. So yeah, I'm going to start with experience on rookie because I've never played this before. I don't know any of the teams. I'm sorry to all the American subscribers and viewers. I don't have a clue. I'm literally brand new to this. Never really been exposed to it before. I've heard of Tom Brady. That's about as far as my knowledge goes. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah. So it started up with pro, but I need a couple of games on rookie at least. Just to get me used to it. Oh, sorry guys. Just allow this through here if this is gonna work. There you go.
Accessibility settings.
Sorry about that. So, blitz on field blockers have their resistance bars white. Can't fumble as a result of a tackle. 4 additional hot routes when lined up at RB. I don't know what any of these terms mean. Double me wins aggressive catches with single coverage. Push rush wins lead to quicker block shedding. I don't know any of these terminologies. Texans have no special traits, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go with them. Freight train, increased chance to break the next tackle attempt. High fake out rate on next juke, spin or hurdle. Bears no traits. Run and gun grants perfect passing while on the run. Okay. Tighter coverage and more intelligence on contested catches. It's tempting. Perfect pass accuracy on the run up to 40 yards. Okay, high success rate on trucks and stiff arms. Oh. See, I feel like some of these would be really good when I know what to do with my hands, but I really have no idea, so yeah. Bear with. Highlights the first open target and ignores pressure. Now that could be handy. Grants faster passing speed. Again, high success rate on possession catches. You get your words right. Max throwing distance increased by 15 yards. I think I'm going to go for the faster passing speed.
Accessibility settings.
I feel like that would be good. I have no idea what this is, so I'm just going to jump straight into this. I think this might be just like a warm-up match. Shit, let's go. I don't know. Let's go. Let's see. Well, I hope they give a little bit of a tutorial. This could just be a demo. I don't know. I haven't purchased the game, but when I clicked on it to check it out,
this
Steam
is a special presentation of EA Sports from the Coliseum in Oakland. Our tribute to the coach, the John Madden Legacy game. I'm Brandon Gaudin here to take you through the proceedings, and coming up, we're going to tell the story of a man who was truly larger than life and whose impact on the sport of football, certainly it's going to live on for decades and decades to come. Now, we've assembled a couple of rosters featuring some of Coach's favorite players from both yesterday and today, and Coach himself will be on the sidelines for both squads, trying to motivate his guys to victory. And I'm joined now by my good friend Charles Davis. CD, your thoughts on John Madden and what he meant to the sport he loves so much?
For me, Brandon, it's the word joy. He brought that to the game of football and brought the game to so many people. He stayed involved his entire life. And moving forward, when you think of football, you're always going to think John Madden.
Kickoff model, let's go.
The Coliseum back to its original 70s glory. What a scene in the East Bay. And we're underway in the John Madden Legacy game. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
I haven't looked at controls or anything, so I'm
it's
just
the
going to
NFC
button
Stars
match.
who will get the ball first. And Charles, as we alluded to, we've got a different era of coach on each sideline. So the man coaching this NFC squad, we'll call him Young John Madden. This is a coach who was trying to establish a foothold in the NFL and on the cusp of doing it very successfully.
Yeah, you think back to that period, those early days as a coach of the Raiders, the late 60s in the AFL and then in the NFL in the early 70s. Coach was a guy who was ahead of his time. The Raiders were one of the first teams to have mini camps, one of the first to film practice, because he wanted to practice coaching as much as he could. And his teams, they were successful right from the start of his head coaching tenure.
So as we mentioned at the top, let's take you through the life of John Madden. And you know, it's very fitting that we're here back in the Bay Area, not just because John's so associated with Raider football, but also because this was where he spent his formative years.
Yeah, he grew up over in Daly City with his buddy John Robinson, who would also become an NFL head coach. And he played his high school ball at Jefferson High, eventually wound up playing tackle at the University of Oregon and later Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Played well enough that in 1958, he was a 21st round draft pick of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right, the draft had 30 rounds then.
And able to haul it in is Kittle. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. They knew they had the free play after the penalty. They get great yardage so they can decline that penalty.
And one of the things we've seen develop more and more in recent years are teams seeing that penalty occur and still taking the big shot downfield and hoping to gain the yardage as we just saw.
I don't know what I'm doing, guys.
They practice it, they work on it, and this time they're successful.
I'm just going to keep blitzing,
Charles, you
I think,
mentioned Coach was a 21st round draft pick back in 1958. Was the Philadelphia Eagles who selected him. But unfortunately for John, knee problems, they just continued to dog him. He was hurt in his first training camp, actually never saw the field as a player in the NFL, but it was still during his time with the Eagles. You and I were talking about this before going on air, that you could start to see the light bulb going on for what his career path might entail.
And it went on in a big way, didn't it? Because while he was rehabbing his knee, he started to spend a lot of time breaking down film with the Eagles, with quarterback Norm Van Brocklin, the future Hall of Famer and future head coach in the NFL.
I'm sorry, guys. This is not going to be a great video for you guys. Honestly, I want to enjoy it, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Love for teaching, combining all that together, and that meant being a football coach. So in 1960, began his coaching career at a small college south of San Luis Obispo called Allen Hancock, and then later at San Diego State University under another legendary coach, the guy who could throw it around pretty well, Don Coryell.
So, Charles, as mentioned, we've got another Coach Madden over here on the AFC sideline. Of course, his Raiders, members of the AFC West. So this is a conference he battled in for his entire career. And you think about the landscape of the NFL as he was getting into the back half of his tenure. It was a golden era for coaches. You had Don Shula, Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, Bud Grant. But it was John Madden who had the best winning percentage of them all, CD. 759, the best ever.
Brandon, it's hard to believe he could be so successful in a conference with all those great teams. The Steelers won 4 Super Bowls. The Dolphins won 2 and were a mainstay in the playoffs. The Colts were tough. The Broncos came on late and went to a Super Bowl themselves. But against Hall of Fame coaches, John Madden's record, 36, 16, and 2. That's pretty incredible. His Raiders were a factor each and every year.
Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run with Allen. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The AFC with a football here to begin the second quarter. So we're through one at the Coliseum in Oakland. 0-0 our score. This is the John Madden Legacy game on EA Sports. On 2nd and 11 now. Brady, he finds his man, complete. It's Gonzalez. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Charles, you know, it was in the early 1960s that a young John Madden made the acquaintance of the owner of the Oakland Raiders, one Al Davis, of course, and the two, they really bonded, would become one of the best owner-coach duos in NFL history. And to take it a step further, Al Davis became someone who John referred to as his best friend.
Yeah, 1967, Brandon. Al Davis hired Coach Madden to be a linebackers coach. Remember, this was still the AFL at that point. We had not merged totally with the NFL. And Coach Madden, he paid dividends almost immediately. Helped the Raiders win the AFL title in 1968. And that meant a date with the Green Bay Packers in what was now known as Super Bowl II. But by 1969, at the age of 32, just 32, Brandon, John Madden assumed the mantle of head coach of the Oakland Raiders. And what a ride he, the Raiders, in the NFL were about to go on. That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
And he comes back with one complete. Touchdown! Tim Brown from 15 yards out. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. I thought the days of the fake extra point were numbered once they moved these kicks back to the 15. Apparently, I was mistaken.
Yeah, I was wondering who was ever going to try to do this. In fact, I quit wondering. I didn't think it would ever happen. Taking a fake from the 15-yard line to try and pick up an extra point, I didn't think anyone would ever call this.
And he returns this to the 22.
That's where we are.
The NFC offense coming out here, and you know, Charles, Coach Madden always said that if he had one drive to win a game and he had to pick a quarterback, he would pick Kenny Stabler. But I think if you asked him to omit any of his Raiders players, there's a good chance the guy he'd select would be Brett Favre.
Brett Favre is always smiling. He's always laughing. He's always talking to someone. He remembers that it's a game. And if it's a game, you should have fun.
And Brandon, that always reminds me of a great movie line where one of the players was telling the coach, every time I say it's a game, you say it's a business. And every time I say it's a business, you say it's a game. With Coach, it was always a game.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 2 minutes remain here in the first half of the John Madden Legacy game.
I want to like this, guys,
we
but
want
I
to
just
let you
don't
know,
know.
give you a fair warning that coming up at halftime, the folks at EA Sports have put together a very nice package in tribute to Coach Madden. So make sure you stick around for that. Again, coming up at halftime. So the completion good for just 3. And 3rd and 8 now. Here's Favre to throw. Sanders has it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. To throw is Favre. Dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Favre's throw here hauled in by Cup. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Now Favre. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Favre. Got a man, it's Randy Moss. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Hang on. Blitz it. Blitz it.
first down. Favre. This one caught by Kittle.
That's
get this
unfortunate.
down to the 10. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down.
They're going to win this because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
From the shotgun, it's Favre. He's got it. A gain of 9 there. Sets up second and goal. Now the NFC going to use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Throwing is Favre. And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. A great play
I'm
there
terrible.
as the first half is winding down. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead. Morton Anderson now for the extra point. He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6.
No idea. No idea what I'm doing, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's all I can say.
And it's finished off by an NFC touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The offense for the AFC set to go now. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we're at halftime with a John Madden Legacy game, and now we present a special tribute to the man of the hour, narrated by the Raiders' own Trey Mosley. The AFC going to get the football first here as we are back underway from Oakland in the John Madden Legacy game. Dante Hall going to bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. On first down, Brady. Open man is Andre Reed, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. So now, Charles, to pick up the story we've been telling, John Madden at 42. He just completed a 10-year stint as the coach of the Raiders. He wants to step away a bit from the grind of coaching, but he doesn't want to step away from the game of football. So he ends up signing on with CBS in 1979 to try his hand at broadcasting. And much like his coaching career, he was pretty much an instant success.
Partner, he really connected with the people right from the start, and people may not remember, he wasn't even on the #1 team in the beginning. He worked his way up. But the same things that made him a great coach made him a great broadcaster. The ability to show the big picture, yet break it down into the details. That's what he did with his teams. That's what he did with the people. That way, he was simple to understand, yet insightful for viewers. And he did with that big personality that he had, one that connected with everyone.
And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty. A little too amped up there, got to him before he had a chance to catch him.
I don't know what
Another
that means.
example of players
was
in
that
tough
wrong?
spots, getting the protection that they deserve. Got to make sure that he's able to catch the ball before you get to him.
Sanders on first down, not finding much of anything there, as he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So for Coach Madden, Charles, by 1981, his broadcasting career is really taking off. He's elevated to the network's #1 booth that calls all the big matchups. And he gets the plum assignment of calling Super Bowl 16, 49ers and Bengals, and he's teamed up with Pat Summerall. And that pairing ultimately would go on to be one of the most influential in sports broadcasting history.
Influential, not just
I just feel like the Bullets, whatever this means, is the best thing I think they can do.
But how they put together kind of the template that all of us broadcasters follow now. Sitting down with the head coaches and the quarterbacks and the stars of each team before a ball game to get extra information. And the way that those two paired together, Pat Summerall Short, concise, to the point, and turned it over to Coach Madden to fill in all the big details.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. But fortunately, he's able to recover
What
his
the
own fumble.
hell?
That could have been trouble.
Catch the
I know there's
friggin'
no magnet in the
ball.
ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Rolling to his right. And that
come on.
nearly picked off. Well,
Yeah,
it
you
would've been a
guys can
great
tell I'm
time
getting
for their
frustrated.
First interception of the game. Instead, it's second down. A third quarter now, a one-point game as they line up 2nd and 10. Brady escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. As you mentioned, CD, talking about John Madden, the broadcaster, he called 8 Super Bowls with Pat Summerall.
What are we
3
going
more
for?
without Michaels later in his career. He spent nearly 3 decades in the booth, all told. And not only was he beloved for his mannerisms, we know that, but he was an innovator as well.
Yeah, Brandon, you're talking about things like the telestrator, which totally became identified with him, and now it's a staple for all analysts to have in the booth. And then you think about things like turducken on Thanksgiving, when he used words like boom and pow. He helped create the All-Madden team. He was a very popular commercial pitch man. And even the Madden Cruiser was unique, and you had to be someone to get a ride on it, too.
Oh, come on, defense.
And Brady will go down. Jack Youngblood. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. So through 3 quarters of the John Madden legacy game, it's the NFC stars and young Coach Madden on top. And we'll be back to the Coliseum after this. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Well, that's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Ray Guy now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And how about this, a fake? And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage.
I don't know what I'm meant to be doing, guys. I really don't.
There. They try the fake punt, but this time it's going to blow up in their face, CD.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm going to even upload this on. I'm getting really frustrated. So much pride to speak.
But that felt like one of those go-for-broke type of a plays in a situation where I don't know that they needed to do that. They still have opportunities, and in this case, they took a chance, and it backfired.
Tackle
He
that.
edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. Favre. And his throw here's incomplete. Now, CD, we did get a little ahead of ourselves talking about John Madden, the broadcaster in the 90s and 2000s, because there was another product during that time period that he became quite famous for, and it's something that you and I know a little bit about, and that's the video game that bears his name. Originally John Madden Football when it was first released back in the late 1980s, and now known the world over simply as Madden.
And Coach saw this originally as a way to teach the game of football. The early designs were for a 7-on-7 game, but he said no chance. He would not sign off on it. He wanted to be as realistic as possible. He told him, call me when it's 11-on-11, and he got his wish.
Yeah, after that debut, Madden the video game continued to pick up steam through the 90s in a big way, and John himself, many will remember, was a commentator for the series for many years. And now here we are in the 2020s, and this game has sold somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 million copies. And he will carry this one in. Touchdown NFC.
Damn it.
A great effort there.
I despise this.
Of the afternoon, and they're able to add on to their advantage. Anderson on for the extra point. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
What is it? What have I done now? Roughing the kicker?
Wow,
Not roughed enough.
Personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. A few better down a score in the fourth quarter than Tom Brady. This is 1st and 10. They begin the drive on the ground with Allen. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. So, CD, you look at the accumulation of John Madden's achievements in the world of football, the coaching success, the Super Bowl title, the incredible career as a broadcaster with 12 Emmy Awards, Madden the video game. It was very fitting back in 2006 that John Madden got the call to be enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A more deserving person you will not find. He gave an incredible speech on that day, Brandon. So many of his former Raider players were in attendance. He talked about how he envisioned that when the last person turns off the lights in the hall every night, that the bus talk football amongst themselves. And what a discussion that might be.
Yeah, he finished his speech by saying, "Today feels like the second time in my life that I'm being carried off on the shoulders of others. Yet instead of off the field, it's into the Hall of Fame. This has been the sweetest ride of them all." And no, they can't connect on the pass. So that gets the clock down to 11. Time for probably 2 more plays. Got to go quickly, though. Back to throw, Brady. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. One final try now for Brady. He'll buy some time right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So it's a win here for the NFC. Just an incredible afternoon of football and remembering the life of John Madden.
God, I hope it gets better than that, because that was just god-awful. Oh my God.
Time to decide how you're going to make your Madden NFL 23 debut. You could put yourself back on the... Because feeling a little rusty on them sticks, hit the practice.
Yeah, you're feeling rusty. I've never played before. Of course I'm going to be rusty. Oh, guys. What's that? Positive play? Yeah, sure. Sounds great. Positively playing badly. Jeez. I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening, guys. Just waiting for it to try and do something because I don't know what to do. Don't know what's happening. Don't know if it's frozen or... Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it is, it don't want to work. See, it's the music. I don't want the music. What's going on? Alright guys, because apparently the game's broken. Unfortunately that's going to be the end of this episode, and honestly I'm not going to jump back into this. I did not enjoy this. It was clunky, there was no tutorial, there was no assistance if you've never played the game before. If I've missed something, let me know in the comments, but honestly it's a good thing I didn't have to pay anything for this, because this is straight refund. Like, seriously, I just did not enjoy this at all, guys. Honest review, but there you go. Well, anyway, until next time, peace.